Are you ready to build a commercial real estate empire, but maybe worried about losing it all in a lawsuit? You should be, because in the world of commercial and multifamily investing, the stakes are higher, the deals are bigger, and the risks are magnified. So one of the single most important decisions you'll make to protect your assets and maximize your returns isn't really about the property. It's more about how you buy the property. So, and if you get this wrong, and your entire portfolio, even your personal assets, could be at risk. But if you get it right, and you build a fortress of protection around your wealth, now we're talking. So today, I'm going to draw out the blueprint for that fortress. I'm going to show you the best legal entity structure to use for commercial and multifamily investors, so you can build your portfolio with confidence. Let's get started. All right, before we get started, I'm going to share with you a quick disclaimer. I am not an attorney, I am not a CPA, and you do need to get a real estate attorney and advice from a CPA. I am not giving legal or financial advice. What I'm sharing with you today is 25 years of being in the trenches and setting up structures like this successfully. So my goal today is to give you the framework to be successful. Now let's get started. All right, we're going to start right here with the big picture. Commercial real estate is different when you have to use a legal entity to take ownership. Here's the big difference. Over here, we have a single family home, and there's one tenant. Over here, we have a commercial property, a 24-unit property with 24 tenants, okay? With 24 tenants, there's 24 potential lawsuits, from slip and falls, from tripping down the stairs, from cutting their elbow on a broken window, walking downstairs, any number of things. With a single family home with the one tenant, you're liable up to that one tenant. Okay, that's the first big difference, is you need an extra layer of protection and privacy. The second thing is lending. There's a big difference in lending. When you lend on a commercial property, when you get a loan, you're going to put the property into your legal entity. When you buy a single family home, the loan goes into your name. The other big advantage we have in commercial is when you get a commercial loan, if the loan amount is over $1 million, most times it's called non-recourse. Non-recourse is huge. The non-recourse means if you fail at this property, the bank has no recourse to go after you personally, right? In a single family home, if you fail, they're coming after you. In a commercial real estate, if we use the right entity, if the loan is over $1 million, most likely it's non-recourse. They cannot come after you personally. Huge difference, right? Huge difference. All right, okay. Next, what I want to do is go into what I call the go-to entity. Got questions? Simply text the word Peter to 833-942-4516 and we'll help you. All right, let's start with the go-to entity when you buy your first multifamily or commercial real estate property. All right, the go-to entity is called the LLC, also known as the Limited Liability Company. And here's what it is. The LLC acts as a shield between your business assets, like your property, and your personal assets, like your home or the money in your personal checking account. Okay, so LLC acts as a shield between the two, with the primary purpose of liability protection and privacy. Let me give an example of this. Let's say your tenant falls down the stairs and you do not have your property in an LLC, you own it in your personal name. Guess what? They can come after you personally, after your home, after your savings, after your job, after your livelihood, because the property is in your name. They come after everything in your name. If it's in an LLC, they can only come after basically what's in the LLC, just only the property. All right, so huge difference there, right? The number two example for privacy, let's say you have a 24-unit property and there's one tenant who's a professional tenant who's an opportunist, and he sees you driving around in a fancy car and he goes, I'm going to sue that owner. So if you own an LLC, he can go into the county records. even online, and find out who you are and where you live and where you work, and get your email and your phone number and come after you. Okay, he can sue you. If your property is an LLC, it makes it a whole lot more difficult. So the LLC gives you liability and privacy, two main components of protection. Okay, protection, protection, protection is so important when you own a commercial multifamily property. Okay, so having a shield between your business assets and your personal assets is non-negotiable. Got it? All right, let's go into, I want to share with you how taxes would work, for example, using an LLC. All right, next is how do taxes work when you're using an LLC for your commercial multifamily property? It's very simple. Okay, an LLC is known as a pass-through entity. So a pass-through entity does not pay taxes. Okay, so basically all the income expenses in your LLC and your property flows through to your personal tax returns to your advantage. Let me show you. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So here is the property's income and expenses. It flows through the LLC, right here. This is the LLC. And the income expenses pass through. It's a pass-through entity, and it passes down straight to your personal tax returns. Okay. Why is this advantageous? Because look what can happen when you own commercial. This is the absolute beauty of commercial. Okay. This doesn't happen when you own single family homes. They're just too small. All right, so your property produces income, it produces expenses and depreciation. So your income, your rental income minus your expenses minus depreciation. So every year you can write off a certain value of the property, so much so that it washes away the income from your property. So if you have this much income, right, and you have this much expenses, and you have this much depreciation, guess what? Down here you have actually on paper negative cash flow, even though you pocketed money. Okay. Now look what happens when you pocket this, when you have negative cash flow. So income minus expenses minus depreciation equals your taxable income. So let's say your taxable income is negative $10,000, right? So that flows down to your personal tax returns, where you can have potential huge tax savings, because that negative $10,000 flows down to the money that you made personally that can wipe out money you made or have to pay taxes on personally. Got it? All right. So if done well, right, it's very possible you pay no taxes personally because you own commercial or multifamily real estate and using an LLC. Got it? So powerful. All right, let's move on. Every successful commercial real estate investor has a mentor. Get mentored by me and my team by applying to be our next protege. Click the top corner. I know what you may be wondering, Peter, how come I can't use a corporation or an S Corp to own my commercial or multifamily property? The quick answer is they are poor choices when we have something so good as an LLC. Let me share that with you. All right. So let's say you wanted to use a standard traditional corporation, a C Corp. Okay. The problem with the C Corp is double taxation. You will pay taxes inside the corporation once you have to file taxes, and then once there's distribution to the owners of the corporation, you have to pay taxes again. With an LLC, you only pay tax once, okay? And that's on your personal tax returns. All right, an S Corp, right? It has strict ownership restrictions, a lot of restrictions, which make it really a no-brainer to not use to own commercial property. And you also have huge tax problems when you want to transfer the property in and out of your S Corp, okay? Huge tax problems. And then also there's issues. If you're dealing with debt in your S Corp, you're going to have problems with deductions. So when you have problem with deductions, you kind of erase the beauty of commercial real estate, which are the huge deductions we get. Okay, so again, an S Corp and a standard corporation is a poor choice. Their best choice is a limited liability company, aka LLC. All right, next, let's go to what if you have multiple properties? How do you structure that? The next question would be, what do you do if you have three properties and you have three LLCs? How do you structure the LLC over a picture with multiple properties? Here's the gold standard. The gold standard is to create a holding company. This is a parent company that owns each of the property LLCs. So property number one will have its own LLC. Property number two will have its own LLC. And property number three will have its own LLC, all separated, right? Owned by one other LLC, the parent LLC. We call this the holding company. Okay, this is kind of a default, kind of the golden structure. Okay, all right. Now, what it does, when you have the structure here with the holding company, it creates a firewall between each property. Okay. Now, secondly, it's in such a way where if one property has a lawsuit, it won't take down the other properties. Okay, so there's a firewall between each. Got it? All right. So this is how you structure when you have multiple properties in LLCs. All right, let's move on. Ever wondered how pro investors find and analyze deals for maximum profit? How to secure financing even if you're a beginner? Or attract and keep tenants for steady passive income? Commercial Real Estate for Beginners delivers simple, actionable steps to master it all. Tap the link on the top corner for your free copy today. Next, here are the three most common mistakes that the beginning investors make. Don't you make these mistakes. Mistake number one is putting all of your properties in one LLC. We just talked about that. When you have two properties in one LLC, as an example, if one property has a lawsuit, and because the second property is in the same LLC, the attorney who's suing you can come after both properties. So each property needs to have its own LLC. Got it? Mistake number two is commingling funds between your personal account and your business account. Okay, when you commingle, what you do, they call it piercing the corporate veil, meaning that you remove the protection that the LLC gave you and separating your business from your personal. For example, let's say you start buying groceries, personal groceries, using your LLC checking account, and you get sued. All right, and when they audit your account, they will see there's no separation between your business and personal, so we're coming after your personal too. Okay, so that's what happens when you commingle and mix funds together. Keep them separate. Number three is ignoring the operating agreement. The operating agreement, we call this the OA, is basically a document that is attached to your LLC that tells you, especially if you have partnerships, what decisions we'll make, how much money people are putting in, what the return on investment is, what happens when someone wants to get paid off or pass away or gets divorced. All of that is in the operating agreement that dictates the LLC. All right, so you got to make sure you have your operating agreement written up by an attorney, especially when you have a partnership, meaning more than just you. Got it? All right, those three are the most common mistakes that I can think of. Next, real quick, I want to just wrap it up with key takeaways. All right, let me summarize it real quick with three quick takeaways. Number one is use an LLC when you get into commercial multifamily for the purpose of liability, privacy, and for tax flexibility. Okay, make sure you do that. Number two is to isolate your properties. Each property gets its own LLC. Do not mix and match, or you can get potential trouble. And number three, run it like a business. Keep your personal life and your business life completely separated, or if you don't, if something happens to your business life, it can run into your personal life and then everything gets sued. Got it? All right. Hope you enjoyed this video, the best legal entity for commercial and multifamily real estate. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and click the like button. If you'd like to get more videos like this pushed your way, go ahead and subscribe and we'll push them your way. I appreciate you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you at the next video. Would you like to work with me? Every successful commercial real estate investor has a mentor. Learn more about my protege program right here.